I'm Anya Hallemeiser, Associate Editor at GreenBiz, and I'm here with Kathleen McLaughlin, CSO at Walmart. Hi, Kathleen.
Hi, Anya.
Great to have you. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, well, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
And so Walmart's doing some really exciting work around sustainability right now. You have your very ambitious 2025 goals. And can you talk about them and how the progress that you're making?
Yeah, so last November, we announced some goals between now and 2025. And in sustainability, we're focusing on a couple of big things. So one is emissions. We're the first retailer to sign up for approved science-based targets around emissions reduction, which we're really excited about. That's for our own operations and also in the supply chain. Second is around waste. We'd like to get to zero waste in our operations by 2025. And we're also working on waste upstream and downstream in supply chains. We'd really like to make a much more circular economy. And then we're also working in a host of other areas in our supply chains. So to reduce the environmental footprint of our commodities, not only are we working on emissions and waste, but also deforestation, especially in categories like palm oil and beef and soy, paper. We're also committing to continue to improve the safety and healthfulness of our products. So for example, chemistry. We've taken out about 95% of 8 chemicals of concern across our entire assortment, branded and private brand, the last couple of years. We're going to keep working on that. We've been working on reformulating products to reduce added sugars and salt, take out trans fats. We're going to keep working on that. So things like that. We're also working on worker dignity in supply chains, and that's everything from helping to improve factory safety in places like Bangladesh in the apparel sector, to working on forced labor issues in Thai shrimp and other chains. And then finally, transparency. We're really trying to improve product transparency and traceability. We'd love to imagine a world where we could know any product, what's in it, where did it come from, how did it get made, and have that information available to anybody across the supply chain, most especially customers.
Great. And you also partner with lots of NGOs in your efforts. Yeah. How do you collaborate?
Well, we work really closely with lots of folks. So in the NGO space, folks like Nature Conservancy, Environmental Defense Fund, Conservation International, World Wildlife Fund, lots of others. We also work a lot with suppliers, very closely with suppliers. We work, of course, with our own associates and with customers, and then with many others, government agencies and other nonprofits. With the environmental NGOs, we have been working really closely on real problem solving. There's such a deep level of expertise that these folks bring to the table. So whether you're talking about emissions reduction or chemicals, which we've been doing a lot with EDF, or things like beef with TNC, or oceans with CI, and World Wildlife Fund's helping us on this emissions reduction challenge, in the supply chain. They just bring such depth of expertise that's really complementary to our teams that have a lot of practical experience and relationships in the supply chain and so on, but we're not scientists, so we really value that collaboration.
How do you incorporate science-based targets into your goals?
So what science-based targets means is, we've always been working on reducing emissions, but what we did was spend a lot of time with folks at CDP and the UN and WRI and other folks involved in the Paris COP and everything that followed that, to get a better understanding of exactly what level of reduction do we need to do our part to help the world stay within that 2-degree warming scenario. So they've actually done the math for retail, and they were able to tell us, look, this is what you need to do in your own operations and in supply chain to be doing your part. So we spent a lot of time then working with our finance folks, with our operations people, to lay out a detailed game plan. How much capital investment, how much operating expense, what's the ROI on doing things like retrofitting HVAC equipment, changing out light bulbs, moving to LEDs, looking at our refrigeration, the systems that we use, as well as the efficiency and how those are installed, even things like our fleet and the fleet efficiency, and then of course renewable energy. We are big proponents of renewable energy, and we're at about 25% renewables globally. We want to get to 50%. So we laid out a very detailed roadmap that says between now and going forward, what do we need to do to hit those targets? We are committing to reducing our emissions by 18% by 2025 in our own operations, and that'll keep us right in line with that science-based trajectory that we're going for the long term. So we're quite excited about it. That level of rigor has pushed us to be more creative, and to stretch further, and we're excited to be doing our part.
Thank you very much, Kathleen.